Hand over that purse and crawl back to your fancy life before I break those posh little hands. Ghost snarled, stepping into the glow of a dying streetlight as his crew fanned out behind him. The gang moved like shadows through Brookhaven's forgotten streets, laughter echoing off boarded windows and cracked pavement. They saw her, a lone black woman walking home, purse in hand, an easy target for a late-night rob. What they didn't know was that the woman they were about to jump wasn't just anyone. She was Chief Amara Reed, the city's first black chief of police, and when he reached for her purse, the streets chose a side. Before we go any further, comment where in the world you are watching from and make sure to subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. The streetlights cast long shadows across the empty sidewalks of Brookhaven. One by one, porch lights winked out as residents settled in for the night. The summer heat lingered, thick and oppressive, making Amara's navy trench coat feel heavier than usual. She adjusted the purse strap on her shoulder, her mind already racing through tomorrow's city council agenda. The meeting would be contentious. It always was these days. A car engine growled behind her, slowing to a crawl. Amara's cop instincts kicked in immediately. The vehicle's headlights stretched her shadow ahead of her, making her an easy target. 3 doors opened and closed in quick succession. Footsteps scraped against concrete. Amara didn't need to turn around to know they were following her. She kept her pace steady, listening to their approach. Their footfalls were deliberate, unhurried, the walk of men who thought they had all the time in the world. "Hey, lady," a voice called out. "Nice night for a walk." Amara turned slowly. 3 men spread out before her, blocking her path. The one in the middle wore a white tank top that showed off heavily tattooed arms. Even in the dim light, she could make out the intricate designs crawling up his biceps. His eyes held a mocking confidence that made her blood boil. "Hand over the purse," Tank Top said, holding out his hand. "Make it easy on yourself." Amara tightened the grip on the strap. "I don't think so." The man to Tank Top's left stepped forward, his face twisted in an ugly sneer. "Wasn't a request." He shoved her hard, expecting her to stumble. Instead, Amara moved with the momentum, using the momentum to drive her elbow into Tank Top's ribs. He grunted in surprise and pain. For a split second, she saw uncertainty flicker across his face. This wasn't going according to plan. Then everything exploded into motion. The third man lunged, grabbing for her purse. Amara pivoted, bringing her knee up into his stomach. He doubled over, but Tank Top was already on her, his fist connecting with her mouth. The taste of copper flooded her tongue as her lips split. They crashed together onto the sidewalk. Concrete scraped against her palms as she caught herself. A hand wrapped around her throat. She struck backwards with her elbow, feeling cartilage crunch. Someone cursed. The purse strap dug into her shoulder as they pulled, the nylon cutting into her skin. Amara drove her knee up, catching Tank Top in the gut. He wheezed but didn't let go. His partners grabbed at her arms, trying to pin her down. She twisted violently, breaking one hold only to have another set of hands replace it. Their breath came in harsh pants, mixing with the sounds of scuffling feet and muttered curses. The purse strap finally snapped with a sharp crack. Amara's shoulder jerked painfully as they yanked it away. A sudden flood of light made them all freeze. Mrs. Lang's porch light had clicked on, bright as a spotlight. The red glow of a Ring camera blinked to life in the doorframe. "Hey!" Mrs. Lang's quavering voice carried across her front yard. "What's going on out there?" The men scattered like roaches. Tank Top clutched the purse to his chest as they sprinted back to their car. Amara pushed herself to her feet, tasting blood from her split lip. She watched their taillights disappear around the corner, her chest heaving with exertion and rage. Her hands trembled slightly as she reached into her coat cuff, finding the small transmitter hidden there. One tap sent the last 60 seconds of audio to Detective Morales, along with her GPS coordinates. Another tap would track her purse's location. "Got you," Amara muttered, her voice rough from the choking grip they'd had on her throat. She limped over to where the broken purse strap lay on the sidewalk. Carefully, she pulled a tiny ceramic tracker from a hidden pocket in her coat. Her fingers worked quickly, sliding the device into the torn edge of the strap. Let them think they'd won. Let them think they just robbed another helpless woman walking alone at night. The concrete had torn her pantyhose and scraped her knees. Her shoulder ached where they'd yanked the purse away. But Amara smiled as she picked up the broken strap, even though it made her split lips sting. They'd find out soon enough just who they'd attack tonight. Right now, the most important thing was making sure they led her straight back to whoever was pulling their strings. The night air felt electric with possibilities as she straightened her coat and began the slow walk home. Each step sent little jolts of pain through her body, but she barely noticed. Her mind was already racing ahead, plotting out the next moves in this dangerous game. They thought they'd caught easy prey tonight. Instead, they'd walked right into a trap they'd never seen coming. Mrs. Lang's porch light still blazed, a silent witness to the violence that had erupted on her quiet suburban street. The Ring camera's red light blinked steadily, recording everything. In the distance, a dog barked, the sound echoing through the otherwise silent neighborhood. Amara leaned against Pops Carter's hardware store wall, her breathing finally steady. The old man pressed a clean white towel into her hands, concern etched deep in the lines of his weathered face. Several porch lights had clicked on after the commotion, casting pools of yellow light across the sidewalk. "Let me see that lip, Chief." Pops caught himself, glancing around quickly before lowering his voice. "Miss Reed." Amara dabbed at her split lip, the white towel coming away spotted with red. "It's nothing serious, Pops. Just a scratch." "Don't you just a scratch me." Pops crossed his arms, his work-worn hands gripping his elbows. "I heard the whole thing from inside. Sounded like a real scrap out here." "Could have been worse." Amara pressed the towel against her lip, wincing slightly. Pop shook his head, his expression grim. "Folks been testing people lately, especially after dark. Especially." He trailed off, but his meaning was clear. Especially people who look like them. "I've noticed." Amara's voice was carefully neutral, but her eyes were sharp. "Any particular pattern to these tests?" "Always the same streets. Always the same kind of folks getting hassled." Pops leaned in closer, speaking softly despite the empty sidewalk. "Mrs. Jones down on Maple got pushed around last week. Week before that, it was the Williams family. Both of them got cash offers on their houses the very next day." Amara's fingers tightened on the bloody towel. "Interesting timing, ain't it?" Pop straightened up, his joints creaking. "Look, I know you got your reasons for keeping quiet about who you are, but people are scared. They're starting to talk about selling." "Maybe that's the point," Amara said quietly. She handed the towel back to Pops. "Thank you for this, and for the information." "Just be careful," he warned. "Whatever game you're playing here." "No game, Pops. Just justice." She touched his arm briefly. "Don't spread word about tonight. Not yet." Back in her car, parked around the corner from the hardware store, Amara pulled out her phone. She dialed Detective Morales' direct line, keeping one eye on her side mirrors. The phone rang twice before a familiar voice answered. "Morales, did you get the audio?" Amara asked without preamble. "Clear as day. You okay, Chief?" "I'm fine. The GPS tracker is live. I need you to monitor that signal. They took my purse, but they have no idea what they really grabbed." "Already on it." Keys clicked in the background as Morales worked. "You want backup?" "Not yet. Let's see where they go first. Text me the location when they stop moving." "Copy that. And Chief, be careful." Amara ended the call and started her car. The drive home was quick and quiet, the streets empty except for a stray cat darting between parked cars. Her house was dark when she pulled into the driveway, exactly as she'd left it. Inside, she headed straight for the bathroom. Under the harsh fluorescent light, she examined her injuries. The split lip was already swelling, but it would heal clean. A few bruises were starting to darken along her jaw and throat, nothing that wouldn't fade in a few days. She cleaned the cut carefully, applying antiseptic with practiced movements.
Her reflection stared back at her, composed, determined, undefeated. They'd expected an easy mark. Instead, they'd walked right into a trap they'd never seen coming. Mrs. Lang's porch light still blazed, a silent witness to the violence that had erupted on her quiet suburban street. The Ring camera's red light blinked steadily, recording everything. In the distance, a dog barked, the sound echoing through the otherwise silent neighborhood. Amara leaned against Pops Carter's hardware store wall, her breathing finally steady. The old man pressed a clean white towel into her hands, concern etched deep in the lines of his weathered face. Several porch lights had clicked on after the commotion, casting pools of yellow light across the sidewalk. "Let me see that lip, Chief." Pops caught himself, glancing around quickly before lowering his voice. "Miss Reed,